Yeah, it's her again.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector?
I don't know if I mentioned this before, but she really looks like my younger sister. Like, really looks like her a lot. I thought the penthouse was being cleaned for my stay, but it's a pigsty.
Oh my. Well, that is certainly odd and alarmingly unacceptable. Allow me to check the service records. Ah yes, not to worry, Inspector. It was indeed cleaned for you. Except for the evidence, which is all of Helen's stuff.
So it wasn't cleaned at all. I need access to the VIP guest floor.
I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it.
And bribe her? Looks like you dropped these. The only guest who'd have a problem with me being up there would be the murderer. Trying to make my life difficult is dangerous. Now, let's go with persuade.
That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you please.
Thank you very much. Oh, let's go check out that VIP guest floor. Talk to Spencer.
Aha! Oh, wait.
Take me up to the VIP guest floor.
If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get an autograph for me. Just joking. I've already got one.
I wasn't even thinking that I'd run into Birdie up here. But I guess this would be the place. It's much fancier up here. Look at all this. Like the shiny floors and all. And of course, you got Slug out here guarding the place. Like, what is that supposed to be, I wonder? Alright, let's start here, I guess. Zeke Hannigan. Have I heard that name yet?
Zeke Hannigan, Rizzo's Rangers 16th back. Pleased to meet you. What can I do for you?
Let's start with just getting to know him. How long have you been with the Rangers?
About half my life. You know I was named third most profitable investment on 2 non-consecutive seasons? Ain't a lot of players who can make that claim. Except for the guys who came in first and second, I guess. I spent the last season injured and almost got sold to the Hephaestus Hammers, but now I'm all convalesced. Ready to lay into some Cleo darlings, you know? Really break some legs.
Okay, what brings the Rangers to Eridanos?
Since it's the off-season, we're helping support the launch of Rizzo Spectrum Brown. Meet the fans, sign tossball cards, that sort of thing. Just between you and me, Rizzo's ought to cancel the whole event out of respect for Miss Helen.
Hey, speaking of Miss Helen, I got some questions.
Oh, you must be that inspector people have been talking about. It's a damn shame about Miss Helen. She was always real good to me and the rest of the Rangers. Birdie's taking it pretty hard. Miss Helen was the love of his life. So, what did you want to know?
Where were you at the time of the murder? Tell me about Birdie and Helen. Yeah, let's hear about Birdie and Helen.
Oh, Birdie was mad about Helen. He was certifiable. The big galoot loved Helen about as much as he loved the game. Trouble is, Birdie was not blessed with an abundance of temper. Helen kept Birdie steady. If he lost his temper around her, it'd be because something broke between the two of them.
Do you think Birdie could have killed Helen?
What? Law, no. Birdie's got a fierce temper, but there's no way he'd ever have laid a finger on Miss Helen.
I also have a feeling it's not Birdie, but I mean, I don't really have any real reason to go towards that thought, but that's just that's my gut feeling. Where were you at the time of the murder?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but me and a couple of the other Rangers spent the night in Constable Keen's cells down at the spaceport. We didn't do anything serious, just a bit of pranks and vandalism. It's what usually happens when we all get to drinking. Guess Constable Keen saw things a bit differently and had us hauled off.
So a good portion of the Rangers were in jail at the time. Was Birdie there?
No, we lost him somewhere along the way. Or maybe he managed to get away? I can't rightly remember. But he was definitely not sharing a cell with us. That much I know.
Alright, that is a little suspicious. Can you think of anyone else who would want to kill Helen?
Miss Helen was outspoken. She made her share of enemies on account of her expressing herself. Just between you and me, I heard rumors the Prophet never much cared for Helen's brand of blunt honesty.
Yeah, and I've yet to meet the Prophet. But that's another possibility. So you've got Birdie, the Prophet. I still have that feeling that it's Helen herself. And Ludovico is kind of suspicious. Is there anyone else that I've come across that was particularly suspicious about Helen? Maybe those are the main ones. All right, something else.
What can I do for you?
That's all. Can I, investigate your computer or anything? Look through all your goodies? Classic Wear Express. And semi-formal. It's got vodka black. You know, the vodka black is the most expensive, so he must be pretty well off. But then again, he is up here in the VIP suites. Let's stick along the left side here.
Easy does it.
Whose room is this? Is this Birdie's room? It just saved. Oh, something's gonna happen in here. What are those? Purple berried bunches. On the pillows, of course. What do we have in here? There's nothing really of interest there. Classic Wear Umbra. Classic Wear Express. God, I thought there would be something more interesting in this room. Do I need to, whip out the... Oh, that's not the one. I guess it would tell me if there were any clues. It would do the whole beep beep beep. Okay, this might be Birdie's room. Oh God, look at this mess. Oh, it's it's kind of awful. Is it the trash?
The charred fragments of a letter lies at the bottom of this wastebasket.
I can make out the word station, meeting point, and emergency. Identify... yeah, perception.
Your observation is correct and quite astute.
Quite frustrating. Reminds me of my seminary days. Knowing all the needed information is contained in the variables at hand, but lacking the key to unlock their meaning.
Cold. Any idea what happened? Or when this
Someone
happened?
burned this letter shortly after Halcyon Helen's death.
Need a more solid lead. Better keep looking. Yeah, this is 100% Birdie's room. Okay. Oh, is that Helen's footprints?
A single footprint, size 10, tossball cleat sized.
Analyze.
The soil in this residue contains a very high concentration of oxygen.
Oxygen? High concentration of oxygen usually points to a terraformer.
Well done, Inspector. The weather monitoring station at the pilot house substitutes for a terraformer. The soil in his footprint likely came from there.
So, Helen used the needler on, well, maybe not Helen, but Helen's needler was used on that guy, the mascot over there by the pilot house. And this person's footprints are high in oxygen, so they've been through the pilot house. So I wonder, I'm still, Helen, going for Helen. If Helen killed that guy, she could also have left the prints here, although I don't know what order that happened in. This could have been before going over there. The clues I found point me to the Phaeton pilot house's weather monitoring station. Is this a special Oh, a signed tossball stick. Oh, let's check that out. Bertie Holcomb believes his signature tossball stick must actually bear his signature. It's scratched into the handle and smeared with old bloodstains. I mean, that one would probably be a really good weapon if I were to use melee. Oh, the Distant Queen Chapter 2 continued. Two huge shapes suddenly bore down upon them. Halsey and Helen saw that these were the same creatures that she had faced on Maximilian Mercer's ship. From the waist down, they had human attributes, but above were slick and jet black. These were the dissidents, evil agents, half men, half giant, limbless slugs. Helen, acting with canid-like swiftness, darted out of the way as the first slug struck out with its fangs. Olympus Opal, however, was not as fortunate. So paralyzed was she by the first creature's visage that she could not defend herself from the second. Its teeth clamped down on her neck, and after a few moments' struggle, she expired. Having regained her footing, Helen drew the Spacer's Choice pistols taken from Mercer's corpse, still functioning well despite their economic make, and let loose, and ere the first spent casings met the ground, both slugmen lay in pools of their own blue blood. "Apologies, my friend," Helen said sadly as she looked upon Olympus Opal's still body. "But I wish you had heeded my warning. The colony has lost a great employee today." And with that, she holstered her pistols and stepped into the Marauder base. It's a whole other side I haven't gone through over there yet. Yeah, I thought there would be something in there.
Is that a woolly cow? Why is there a woolly cow in the hotel? Also, why do I smell alcohol?
These are all very, very good questions. And also there is... What is... Ooh. What happened here? Oh, it's alive at least. I thought it was dead.
Detected nearby. Multiple discrepancies detected. First discrepancy. A woolly cow is present in this hotel room. Woolly cows are an import species for the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve and are incapable of affording upper-class accommodations. Second discrepancy. This woolly cow is dangerously inebriated with Rizzo Spectrum vodka. Alcohol sanguinization ratio exceeds recommended maximum.
Alcohol sanguinization ratio. That is quite a way to put that. And the recommended maximum blood alcohol ratio for a woolly cow is... Must have been some party. There's some worrying discoloration in its eyes.
An accurate observation, Inspector. This woolly cow is suffering from symptoms consistent with a hangover. A brief survey of this area reveals that the most recent occupants were athletes belonging to the Rizzo's Rangers Tossball Club.
That's not too surprising. Was Black Hole Birdie here?
Insufficient data. A brief survey of localized property damage, divided by the area of this room, yields the following estimate. This unit was likely occupied by every member of the Rizzo's Rangers. -1.
Birdie probably was not here. Well, let's see about the other side. Of course, they're watching. I'm not going to be able to sneak into that. Oh, it's the... what's his name? Spencer. Look, he's got all these pictures of himself, probably. You are talented, you are magnificent, you are a joy for others to be around, you are definitely not a 2-bit hack. You bring life to the world around you through the art of theater. Is that a picture of himself signed by himself? It is. What does it say? With great fondness, maybe? With great fondness to you, or with great favor to you, possibly? Spencer. Oh, God. Oh, great fortune. Okay, with great fortune to you. God, he's got tons of pictures of himself. Man.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh, maybe it's that?
Discrepancy detected. This bottle, recently discarded, contains residue from foreign substances. Chemical analysis complete. This unit has
Is it
detected
the alcohol?
following
The moonshine?
substances: oil, terrare,
Ugh.
Blood, terrore. Unidentifiable biological fluids, terrore.
Why would there be a bunch of terror tasted? God, when I get here in my dumb playthrough, I am going to be tasting everything. Were these substances added later?
Yes, Inspector. Logical analysis indicates these substances were not present in the bottle's original contents.
What else is in the bottle? Is it toxic? Could this have been a poison? What else is in the bottle?
This bottle contained Rizzo's Spectrum vodka. The presence of terrore biological fluids may have significantly improved its flavor. These substances cause extreme gastrointestinal distress in humans. Large doses can be fatal.
I wonder if that's what was in the food that Helen had eaten, because the food didn't kill her, but it was toxic, right? Oh, I'm drifting. But he makes the exact same face in every photo. Oh my god, this guy. Halcyon Nights. It came from Edgewater. Oh, let's take a look at this terminal. Welcome, Spencer Woolrich. Reminder, you have a fingernail engoldening appointment at 5:30 tonight. From Woolrich to management, new room urgently demanded. Oh, he's the one that keeps making all these demands, isn't he? There seems to have been some kind of mistake. When I first arrived at the Grand Colonial for this unveiling, I was led to a small sitting room, the kind that an individual might be allowed to relax in with moderate comfort before being led to his actual quarters. It has been a week and a half, yet no one has arrived to deliver me to my actual room yet. If I didn't know better, I might assume that this was meant to be my actual room. If I didn't know better, I might assume that you tried to play Spencer Woolrich, star of hundreds of serials, the hero of Aetherwave sets colony-wide, in a room where he can hardly walk from one end to the other without bumping his toe on the foot of the bed or his shoulder upon his desk. I might even assume that Ruth Bellamy was placed in the Grand Colonial penthouse suite on purpose, rather than by mistake. But I'm sure the issue will be rectified soon and our positions will be swapped. I hope you won't try to tell me anything to the contrary. From management to Woolrich. Mr. Woolrich, while the Grand Colonial staff understand your consternation at being placed on the VIP guest level of the Grand Colonial, we're afraid that there was no mistake. Ruth Bellamy, as current spokeswoman for the Spectrum Brown unveiling, is currently slated to have the penthouse suite. An actress of her station deserves only the best. The VIP guest floor comes in at very close as the second best section of the hotel. The penthouse suite is only about twice as large as your current lodgings, and the amenities it provides are only perhaps 3 or 4 times better than those you have access to now. Your current lodgings are proper for an actor of your caliber. If you have any other requests, we'll be sure to respond to them after we get to Miss Bellamy's. I love how it's not even like contemptuous. They're just like, this is matter of fact. From management to all guests, subject safety. We're sure you've no doubt heard of the horrible event that occurred in the Grand Colonial Ballroom earlier today. While we know that many of you are concerned for your safety, take heed. We've heard your concerns and know that nothing quite says safety like dozens of guns. Armed security will be present all throughout the Grand Colonial on every floor, except employee floors, 24/7. Freely go about the hotel premises and spend to your heart's content without worrying about someone shooting you in the back of the head. If there's no security in the employee floors, then whoever was the killer could have escaped down into them. I don't know if I saw anything that would lead me to think it could be someone down there. Or, well, there was that room. Oh, wait, there was that one dead guest down there. I remember asking, like, why is there a hotel guest down here? What is this? Danger Close by Spencer Woolrich, Act 7, Scene 15. Open at the Pilot House, night. Johannes Danger, played as always by the dashing Spencer Woolrich, stands hands clasped on the roof of the pilot house. He is deeply absorbed in thought, his furrowed brow and downturned lips making his refined face look all the more handsome. There's a knock on the door. Enter Lionel. Danger's faithful manservant. Sir, what's the matter? Everyone's looking for you. They want to celebrate how you single-handedly saved Eridanos from Boss Smasher and the dissident junk ship. Ah, Lionel, thank you for coming to get me. I'd love to rejoin the others, truly, I would. But when I fired my home-built anti-crafted cannon, destroying the junk ship with a single shot, a flaming piece of shrapnel landed in the middle of Rizzo's distillery. Several workers were killed, but worst of all, the damage to the facility will take thousands of bits to repair. Thousands of bits. Sir, you are much too hard on yourself. Though the facility was damaged, you saved hundreds of lives by destroying the dissidents. If those people had been freed by the dissidents, that is, killed, the losses in future capital would have been much worse. You've saved our corporations from that fate. Perhaps you're right, my friend. Perhaps you're right. I am, sir. Now come along, let us drink a refreshing bottle of Rizzo Spectrum Brown in celebration of your victory. I'd like that very much. Rizzo's Brown, the one that is going to be, well, was meant to be unveiled by Helen. Also, it's like he's just trying to write himself into the stories that she had.
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lout. Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology.
I can offer you something better than philosophism. Why don't we go to some place private? Wow, how did you know I was a captain? Draw your weapon. Huh? Getting embarrassed by proxy. Oh, let's use our charm.
Oh, now that can't be in the script, is it? Now, is it warm in here? I must send for a mechanical to look at the thermostat. Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID, which must mean you're not Owen's understudy. That man can't even be relied upon to find his own replacement. Oh, no, this is curious indeed. Who are you, and how did you get in here?
I'm here to investigate the murder of Halcyon Helen. I'd like to ask you questions. Name's Hawthorne. Just a marauder, no sudden movements. I'm going to take everything not tied down. No, I'm here to investigate.
You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time. That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit old man. But, of course, I'm certain you already recognized it.
Can't say
Now,
I did,
what
but...
shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard.
Maybe I should not have used charm on him. I'm not here for an autograph. I'm here to ask you questions. Flip him off. How about you sign this? Why are you asking to sign things? Are you okay? You can sign my weapon if you want. Yeah, are you okay?
I should think so. Signing things has always been a delight. I've even perfected the flourish on the end of the W. By the by, how did you get in here? The only non-staff individual cleared to enter guest rooms is supposed to be the inspector for Bellamy's murder.
Not too quick, are you?
Hello.
There, now you get it. Do you derive some kind of pleasure from wasting people's time? Hello.
Hi. Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know, now that I look at you...
Oh, no.
You're the perfect reflection of me, back when I starred in The Marauder's Bane. The absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
So this guy, I don't think he did it. I think he's too much of like a weird fop who's just so into himself. He would be incapable of actually hurting someone. He'd probably like something would happen and he'd just like, oh dear me, kind of reaction. I'd like to ask you about the murder. I hear you were poisoned. Who are you exactly? Oh no. Oh, okay.
I'm sure you're joking. Perhaps I'm not in my prime, but you've no doubt seen the name Spencer Woolrich on many a serial advertisement throughout your travels.
I mean, other than here, I don't think I've ever heard of him. I think I've seen your name around. Oh, sure, you were that guy in that one serial. Never heard of you.
That can't be. You must just not remember. Or perhaps you only recognize my characters, not my name. Did you ever see me in The Masked Marketeer? The Busker of Byzantium?
Can't say I have.
What about episodes 13 and 190 of Princess of Hephaestus?
It's quite a pause between episodes.
And who could forget From Halcyon with Love? I was great in that movie. Even if I was starring beside a 2-ton bucket of bolts and a woman with no talent.
Busker of Byzantium? Helen wrote a B to implicate her killer before she died. Ooh. Sounds like quite a career. 2-ton bucket of bolts. Oh, let's see about this. See if we can set him off. Again, I don't think it's him, but...
I think that's a bit of a stretch, don't you? If you're going to come after me, I expect evidence. Unless you want to be smacked with litigation. Smacked!
I hear you were poisoned.
Indeed. The agonizing bowel pain was most undignifying. While I've certainly had no shortage of inadequate hotel meals, this was most explicitly pronounced. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. He must have tainted my meal in retaliation.
Can you think of anyone other than the chef who would want to harm you? Why didn't you go to the clinic? According to the coroner, Helen was also poisoned.
How alarming! Whoever targeted her was certainly targeting me. I can only thank my ironclad constitution that I'm standing here before you.
I don't know. I think that, because of the terror ray stuff over there, I think that he probably poisoned himself for attention. Because it's only fatal in significant quantities, so he probably just took it so everyone would pay attention to him. Helen wasn't killed by the poison.
Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps the poisoner simply meant to incapacitate us both, disrupt the product launch. I couldn't say, Inspector. I'm merely an actor.
And he is suspicious, but still I don't think it was him. Why didn't you go to the clinic for your stomach pains?
Is that a jibe? Could you imagine the tabloid headlines? Spencer Woolrich, Aetherwave star, spotted in gastronomic distress. Oh, unseemly hardly describes the half of it.
Can you think of anyone other than the chef who would want to harm you?
None that I can think of. I treat all hotel staff equally, and with the minimum level of respect that they deserve.
Stress on minimum, I'm sure. Okay, that's all I want to know.
Very well, then.
Oh, so I've only done Who Are You Exactly? Okay, I want to ask you about the murder.
Certainly. But one quick question before we begin, if I may. How was it that Bellamy met her end?
She was poisoned and shot with plasma. That's a little difficult to answer. Painfully, I'd say. Oh, she wasn't killed painfully, though. Why are you so curious?
Why, I'm merely worried for my own sake. Perhaps whoever came after her could come after me next.
Doubt it.
But if you don't want to tell me, I understand. Whatever happened, I hope poor Bellamy didn't suffer.
What were you up to at the time of the murder? Did you know her well? Alright, speaking theoretically, how would you have killed the victim? Where were you at the time of the murder?
I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character.
I actually believe it. Got anyone who can corroborate that?
Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating.
So you were meditating, really?
All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much.
Oh, God. I mean, this guy is kind of annoying, but I would not have wished that 8 hours of just burning on him. God, that is terrible. How long have you worked with the Prophet?
Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should.
Second-degree burns, you say? You don't appear burned. All right, back to my other questions.
I'll answer whatever you wish.
Did you know Helen well?
Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way, unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids.
Of course, how could we forget about that one? Must not have been too flattering, always starring alongside a younger actress. Did you consider yourself a friend of hers? Why did you keep starring alongside her? Oh, let's go for that one.
Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me.
I don't think he has it in him to kill somebody. All right, speaking theoretically, how would you have killed the victim?
Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of.
All right, enough of that.
I suppose that is enough on that grim subject.
Are there other questions I didn't get on the poisoning?
Oh, must I relive that ghastly event again? My intestines still have yet to fully recover. But I suppose we may discuss it further.
Okay, there wasn't anything else.
Very well, then.
I've learned a thing about you, or a thing or two about your activities in this hotel.
Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense.
I found a bottle of tainted liquor. Might have had something to do with your poisoning.
That, yes. Yes, I distinctly recall ordering an alcoholic beverage with my meal. This hotel is certainly bringing a new meaning to the phrase rotgut. Management shall receive the complaint to end all complaints.
I got my eye on you.
I'm quite used to being breathlessly watched.
All right, that's it. Goodbye. Jeez, this guy. He is something. He is a piece of work. Oh, this is, I was gonna say, this is that robot, Burbage 3001. Is that... It's a coolant tank. Is that just coolant? God, I hope that's just coolant. Hello, Burbage. That's a very nice hat you've got on.
Initiating Banter protocol. Now simulating familiar and welcoming demeanor. Burbage 3001 is trained to recognize all board-approved actors. Greetings, fellow star. Your performance in Maverick Johnston's latest drama was memorable.
Memorable. Is that because I was in that, I did that acting bit in Byzantium? Yep, I'm a star. Flatter me like it's in your programming. Never heard of you. Didn't know machines could be actors. I see you've had some work done. Who upgraded you?
Burbage 3001's programming is frequently upgraded to adhere to board-certified standards. The most recent upgrade was performed by Spencer Woolrich. Banter protocol exhausted. Reverting to default behavior, grieving and despair. Oh, Halcyon Helen, may your atoms be commended to the Aether.
Why was Woolrich in here upgrading Burbage's programming? You know Halcyon Helen?
Burbage 3001 was designed to disrupt Halcyon Helen's monopoly over the Aetherwave serial market. This unit's programming is based on Helen's most famous roles. Burbage 3001. Anything Halcyon Helen can do, this unit can do slightly worse.
Well, that is a saying. All right. Does that include dying? Almost sounds like you've got a motive for murdering Helen.
Now running shock and dismay protocol. What's this? Helen's death was a murder? How horrifying. Bring that killer to justice, designated authority figure. This unit has not yet completed its grief cycles. Randomizing despair tables. Oh, Helen, is there no justice in the world?
God, I love that they left him. They left him an energy canister instead of the purple berry. And what is this? All of his... excuse me? Are you following me around, or... Oh, he's just on a course there. Titus Androidicus with Burbage 3000. Oh. He doesn't sleep, but he has to recharge. What is that? Pneumatic piston. Flywheel. Bunch of top hats, the Oxonian. Look at his little cylinders for his different outfits. He doesn't even care if I take his stuff. It's not considered owned. Oh, that's his signature. Well, I guess it is on here at least. I'm really curious what all these say. But I do not have the patience to sit down and type them all out onto a binary translator. Oh, actually, I could wait until these guys are not looking and then try to get into these rooms. Okay, he's come down here. He's going back.
Not a peep from me. Nicely done.
Let's get the other one.
You're a deft hand with a mag pick.
Ha Anything in here? No. This may be an unoccupied room, or, well, not unoccupied. I guess it's probably the, more of the, what are they called? Rizzo's Rangers. Nothing really in here, any clues. Yeah, still not seeing anything that would be interesting in here. This stuff is also not owned.
Great work.
So I'll just take that. Take the money. Well, I guess we are done on this floor. Oh, gotta turn back around this way. So let's see, what do we have next? Speak with the chef. And we still gotta find Birdie eventually and the Prophet. But I think the only thing we can do right now is the chef. But look at this. They really take the security of this place seriously.
Aha! Oh,
To the lobby!
to the lobby we go!
Yeah, I think I'll go speak to the chef, and then that'll be the last thing I do for today. Yeah, I've already talked to this guy once before. What's that? Oh, bunch of nanners. And then this was, God, what was the problem with that? It had, like, gunk on it or something. It was, wasn't it explosive, I think?
Yes? Are you here for the double rack of smoked sprat? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you'll have to wait. Oh, don't give me that look. Let me see if I can pencil you in for later. Actually, what am I saying? I can't do that. I'm booked for the next month. You'll have to make a reservation.
This guy seems kind of spacey. Why are you talking about food? Don't you care about the crime that just occurred? Aw, no smoked sprat? What about purple berry glazed canid flank steaks? Let's be a little sarcastic.
Weren't you listening? We're reserved solid for the next month. I'm sorry, but you'll really need to order in advance.
I understand. Just get me some woolly cheese curds with fried nanners and I'll stop asking.
Is this some kind of a joke? We're not able to take on new orders at this time. I told you.
Really? Not even braised cysty ribs on a bed of mock apple leaves?
No, we don't. Why are you doing this? Please stop.
He's getting really agitated. Got any ketchup?
Here, just take it. Just take it and don't ask me for anything ever again.
Why are you talking about food? Don't you care about the crime that just occurred?
Crime or no crime, I must keep my head on my work. One does not simply become the head chef in all of Eridanos by fretting over irrelevant happenings.
Irrelevant? I wouldn't say she's irrelevant. I think you should fret. With this lockdown, you can't get any fresh ingredients. Since when is a murder irrelevant? It happened 15 feet away from your kitchen. Ooh, I kind of like this one because it's going to bother him more.
Well, that's not entirely true. There are the purpleberry orchards and... No, you're right. I can't afford to skimp. Who exactly are you anyhow? What is it you want?
I'm here to investigate. I want to catch Halcyon Helen's murderer. Then I think I'd like to relax. Frankly, I don't know why I'm here. Everyone keeps telling me I'm an inspector. Yeah, I'm here to investigate.
You're the inspector? Here? Why... I mean... You may ask me whatever you want. I have nothing to hide.
Did you prepare all of Helen's meals? You seem pretty wed to your craft. Were you in the kitchen at the time of the murder? So you said you were the hotel chef. What's that like?
I prep dishes day in and day out for guests, and while I doubt their palates are refined enough for my flavors, the work is rewarding.
You don't sound convinced.
All, I can take pride knowing that I simply am the best cook this side of Halcyon.
Are there other cooks
no one
here to
else
compare
can
to?
even hope to compare.
Oh, I guess all of Halcyon, not just Eridanos. So okay, fine. You seem pretty wed to your craft. Were you in the kitchen at the time of the murder?
No. As it so happens, I was down in the employee break room. I wasn't taking an unsanctioned break, of course. I was merely fetching ingredients.
Did you prepare all of Helen's meals?
Of course I did. I would never allow anyone else to touch the meals of so important a guest.
You're sure that no one else was involved?
Well, Well, yes, I'm positive. Why?
If Helen was poisoned and no one else touched her meal, you poisoned her, right? Something about this isn't adding up. Why don't you tell me the truth? He'll probably eventually give in and say somebody else did it if I say that, and then he'll freak out for these others because probably someone else did it. Yeah, let's go with that. I need to make sure I got the poisoner's confession. You've been a big help.
Oh my law, this is the end, isn't it? My mother always warned me that the culinary world was too dangerous, but I didn't heed her warnings. Spencer Woolrich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with the food when I was fetching ingredients.
Alibi's a little thin here. Why should I believe anything you're saying? Why were you being so evasive about leaving Helen's food unattended? Any idea where I might find Bellhop Owens? And what was Spencer doing? Yeah, why should I believe anything that you're saying?
I understand your reluctance, but... Oh, I just remembered. The kitchen security camera. It'll prove I'm telling the truth about everything. Constable Keene has access to the security footage in her office at the spaceport. If you visit her, you can figure out what truly happened with Helen's meal.
All right. So why were you being so evasive?
Well, it's a breach of professionalism, of course. Why else would I worry about it?
Because some halcyon food combinations turn to acid when unsupervised? If you tell me the truth, I might be more inclined to believe the rest of what you say. What are these? I know what you did to those teacup canids. Unless you want me to give you something new to worry about, you should come clean. Let's go with intelligence, I think.
What? Truly? That's an alarming business oversight. Instead of volatile chemicals, the corporations should put barbiturates in everything. Everyone likes barbiturates. But I don't believe that was a risk with Helen's meal. I was, up to something else. I may have taken some time to engage in a teensy bit of recreational drinking, and consequently, I may have been somewhat less than coherent after preparing Helen's meal.
Oh, so he was drunk when he was cooking. Any idea where I might find Bellhop Owens?
Yes, but not specifically. Owens often procures exotic ingredients from the creatures at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Our guests can be rather particular. Let's not talk about the incident with the Raptidon pheromone glands.
Oh boy.
It's always hard to say when Owens might be back. If I were you, I'd make a trek to the reserve myself. Otherwise, who knows how long you'll have to wait.
Well, I gotta go there anyway, so that, add it to the list. What was Spencer doing?
Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meals wanting. He seems to enjoy complaining in person.
Well, that adds up.
While I could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich simply enjoys the attention he gets from us.
Adds up.
Though don't tell him I said as much. If you wish to speak with him, Mr. Woolrich can most likely be found in his suite on the VIP guest floor. He's usually there if he's not poking around here.
That's all I wanted to ask about. Guess we'll see if you're telling the truth.
Thank you for your understanding, Inspector. I'm sure you'll find the true culprit before long.
Yeah, I don't think it was him either. I didn't think it was him from the beginning. So I need to... Didn't it also add in... It added in two. Oh, speak with Spencer. Well, we've already done that, so that's fine. We've got to speak with Bellhop Owens. We also need to get the footage. Can I actually go to the Wilderness Reserve yet? I don't think I can. So I might have to just go to the kitchen security footage first. I can't go to the spaceport. Right, yeah, I think I'm going to end it for today. Let's see, what... I'll just get myself situated. I'm going to see if I can actually go across yet. Like maybe that unlocked it. Oh, it looks like it is open. See, I'll get myself situated over here, and we'll head across and talk to Owens. I guess that was the trigger for opening up the Wilderness Reserve. Also...
You're an artist, Captain.
What is this? Wilderness checkpoint note. Evan, remember? Cards tonight. If you don't show, I'll set a Raptidon loose in here with you. I'm kidding, but don't forget, you hear? I need help knocking B down a rung or 3. She's had me writing field reports for her all week. Botanical Operations Building. Cards tonight. Nothing else in here? No. Okay. Well, that's it. We're going to stop here for now. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. I'll just leave you with this view.